So without further ado, I am so pleased to introduce the guy who has brought it here his first day, and he is going to bring it every day and take Troy football to new heights, Coach Neal Brown.
Thank you. Very good. It's my job to keep you standing for the next several years now. Let's don't just stop that right there. No. Thank you to these two gentlemen for the kind words. I am humbled. I'm honored to stand at this podium as surely I won't break down this early. But no, I'm humbled and I'm honored to stand at this podium as Troy's head football coach. I'm grateful, and that's an appropriate term. I'm grateful for Dr. Hawkins and John Hartwell believing in me and giving me the opportunity to return to this great university. And it meant a lot to see the crowd at the airport yesterday. That was great. I could feel the energy and excitement then. And in this room, when I walked in and saw the faces, the familiar faces, and feel the energy and excitement at this room, it's overwhelming. And my family and I are very grateful for that and very appreciative, and we feel that also. I want to recognize my family that's here. My wife, Brooke, and our two daughters. They're in cheerleader uniforms. They probably weren't allowed to come because they might be disruptive. But my two daughters, Adeline, who's 6, and Ansley, who's 3, they're very excited. Brooke has been my biggest supporter, and she's an incredible wife, incredible mother. She's made a lot of sacrifices for me to pursue my career, and I want to say thank you to her. I also want to recognize my mom and dad, Tom and Peggy, my two biggest fans from all the way growing up till now. You'll see a lot of them. I'm glad they could be here to share in this moment. Very appreciative of that. Brooke and I both grew up in Kentucky. You know, our house currently for not very much longer, but our current house is about 20 miles from where we grew up. Our parents both still live in Danville. It's where we grew up, and we were happy at UK. You know, and Brooke graduated from there, and we had a good thing going. And it would have taken a great opportunity, a special place to get us to leave. And when I saw Coach Blakeney was stepping down, and you know, Troy is that special place. Troy is that special place for us. It's where I became a Division I football coach for the first time. It's where Brooke and I first moved when we got married. It's where our first child was born. And it's where I became the youngest offensive coordinator in the country. And like I said, when I saw Coach Blakeney step down, I knew I wanted this job. And it wasn't because of the memories. There's a lot of them, a lot of great memories. I could go on and on about that. But it was because of the opportunity. And what made Troy special to us is not the 4 conference championships we won when we were here. It wasn't the 3 bowl bids. Should have been a 4th. But wasn't the three, isn't that right, Coach? All right. But it wasn't the 3 bowl bids. It's the people. And I want to talk about some of those people. I'm a notes guy, so you'll have to bear with me on my notes. First, I want to talk about John. He was tremendous throughout this whole process. He was honest, open. He was aggressive. I was immediately drawn to those traits. He has a vision for Troy athletics, and we're on the same page, and that was important. And I always dreamed of being a head coach, and that's one thing. I wanted a partner in the athletic director position, and he will be my partner. And I look forward to working with him for years to come. Dr. Hawkins is one of the best in the business. He has accomplished things at Troy that no one thought's possible, and he will continue to do those things. I had the privilege of getting to know Dr. Hawkins and his wife when I was here previously, and had an opportunity to catch up on the phone for a good bit last night. And I want to thank him for being here today. I know he's got a busy schedule, and I couldn't be more excited to be a part of his plan for Troy University. Coach Blakeney, I'll call him Coach. I'll continue calling him Coach. And hired me when I was 25 years old. Didn't know me. Took a recommendation from a mentor of mine, Tony Franklin, who did a great job here. And hired me to be the receiver coach. Larry Blakeney is Troy football. He is. Yeah, you can clap for him. He led this program through so many transitions. And he always did it the right way, and he won at a high level. And I learned so much from him in the 4 years I was here, and I'll always be grateful for that. He's a tremendous man, mentor, and he's my friend. Had a great chance to catch up with him yesterday morning. Appreciate that. Coach will remain an active part of this program. I want him to be as involved as he possibly wants to be, and I'm very, very appreciative of you and Miss Janice being here today. Appreciate that. I also want to thank the board members for being here. I look forward to working with each and every one of you. The community leaders that are here, I don't want to recognize people because I may leave somebody out. And I don't want to start on that note. The other coaches that are here, I appreciate y'all being here. Scrap, I really appreciate you coming out to the airport last night. Got a chance to catch up with Coach Cunningham this morning. Got a chance to visit with the administrative staff this morning. Appreciate Wayne and Brock being here. It's so many familiar faces in this room, and really appreciated that. Fellow coaches, I want you to know that Brooke and I'll be your biggest supporters. We're sports fans, you know. We might question y'all every once in a while, but no, I really appreciate the turnout from the staff and the athletic staff. I want to take a minute to thank some coaches that have played a huge role in my career and me getting to where I'm at right now. I want to thank Tommy Tuberville. I had an opportunity to be an offense coordinator for him for 3 years at Texas Tech. Good friend, and allowed me to grow, gave me a lot of freedom as a coach, so I want to thank Tubbs for that. I also want to spend a minute to talk about Mark Stoops. Tremendous man. He's doing a great job. He and Mitch are building the foundation for what will be a great program at the University of Kentucky. And as a former player, I couldn't be more proud of what they're doing right there at Kentucky. Wish the players and the coaches and all of the Big Blue Nation nothing but the best. I'll be a Kentucky fan. But those two guys and a lot of coaches along the way, a lot of coaches. You know, my dad's a former coach. At the heart of who I am is I'm a teacher. And my mom and dad were both teachers. My dad was a principal. Brooke is a teacher. Her parents are teachers. 3 of my 4 grandparents are teachers. So at the heart of that's who I am. I grew up, I was a gym rat. I'm very proud of that. I'm very proud of that. You know, we're welcoming our 3rd into the family. And it's a boy. I'm finally balancing those numbers out a little bit. So it's our 3rd, so we'll be a zone defense team from now on, no more man-to-man. But the coaches I grew up around, the coaches I've had an opportunity to work with, coaches I've had an opportunity to work for, they help mold me and mold my philosophy. And I know I know head football coaches expect to do 3 things. Number 1's win, and we will. Number 2 is to graduate student athletes, and we will. And number 3 is to develop young men. That's our job. It's our job to develop these young men, and we will. We don't take that lightly. How we're going to do that? Number 1, we're going to be a players first program. We're here to serve them. You know, and that's one of Coach Blakeney's best line. It's players. I've heard it over and over, and it is. It's about the players, and we will be a player first program. And what's that mean? It means that in every aspect, from academics to strength and conditioning to nutrition, the administrative roles, all right, we're going to be positive with our guys. Our guys are going to look forward to coming into our building each and every day. To whom much is given, much is expected. We're going to do everything within our means, within the NCAA rules, to give our players the necessary tools to be successful. But we expect them to work extremely hard to make those goals come true. We will be accountable. And we talked about these this morning with the team, first thing. Not only to each other, but this program and this university. We'll play discipline on the field, and we'll be disciplined off the field. And that's a program mandate from day 1, and that's already been communicated. And I told you we're going to have fun. Part of being players first is, listen, they talk about playing the game of football. They don't say, let's go work the game of football. and we're going to have fun. We're going to have a fun environment around our office. We are going to be disciplined, but we are going to have fun, and you can accomplish both. Competition is vital. We're going to compete in everything on a daily basis. That's grades, that's off season, that's practice, that's of course in the games, everything. I want our staff competing with that same energy and that same passion on a daily basis. Competition breeds success. And I think every coach in here will back that up. Next phase of our program will be to recruit and develop. Championship football programs are built through recruiting and development. Our coaching staff will be active and visible with not only the high school coaches in Alabama, but the high school coaches in Florida, Georgia, Mississippi, and Louisiana. We'll focus on players that fit our program, that fit our needs. Players willing to work harder and do more than the guy lining up across from them. Our goal to get prospective student athletes on campus. I believe if we can get them on campus, especially after driving around here last night, and I look forward to getting on campus today and getting some buildings and getting into the new basketball arena. But if we can get kids on campus, we can make them Troy Trojans. From a player development perspective, and I want to touch base on this. I was so excited, before we get into player development, I was so excited to hear Dr. Hawkins talk about the North End Zone facility. I look forward to doing whatever I can in my role to contribute to that, and that'll play a vital role in the success of this program moving forward. From a player development standpoint, this is huge. This is huge. The heart and soul of our 2015 football team was sitting in that meeting today, and we will add pieces without question. But it's crucial that we develop those guys in that room and then continue to develop guys as they come into our program. Not just physically, but mentally, spiritually. We'll focus on things like character development, leadership training. I look forward to, with Troy's military background, with our contacts in that area, to develop some leadership training for our student athletes. We'll incorporate sports science into our strength conditioning program. And this is all a part of is regaining our edge. The edge that comes from playing with a chip on your shoulder. I talked to our guys about this today. Is we got to get back to when we played with the edge that led to 5 conference championships, 4 bowl games in 5 years. Your video tells your story. Okay? After games, every Sunday or Monday, how your schedule works out, you show your team your film. And that video tells a story. That video never lies. That video tells your story. It's who you are. It's what you represent. You can't hide from it. It tells you who you are as a player and as a football team. We're going to play, our video is going to tell our story. We're going to play fast, we're going to play hard, and we're going to play physical. And when people talk about Troy football, okay, and I believe they did this during that time, is they're going to talk about those guys played hungry. Those guys played with a chip on their shoulder. And when you strapped it up, especially when you came into Veterans Stadium, you better be ready. You better be ready. And we're going to get back to playing with that edge. That edge is Troy football, and it will be back. And I look forward to that. I want to talk about some football, all right? Plan to be exciting in all 3 phases. I'm an offensive background. My background's in offense. I am what I am. I believe in playing fast-paced football. I believe in throwing the football. I believe in getting our guys in space and making people miss. We've had a lot of success with that brand of football, and I look forward to doing the same things here at Troy. On defense, I know there's going to be a lot of questions on defense. And our defense will be aggressive, will be sound. We want to play fundamentally sound defense with one goal, and that's getting the ball back so we can score again. I want our players thinking and not reacting. We'll be simple, but we will be aggressive. On special teams, we're going to play sound. I look at special teams as another opportunity to score. We're going to be innovative. We're going to take chances. I should calculate a risk. How's that? Calculate a risk. Designed to change the game. Let's talk about getting started for a second. And I think one of the first things that I must do is I must surround myself with people that are quality people, that love Troy, that love developing young men. Dr. Hawkins and I had a very good conversation about this last night. And I want to surround myself with people that are smarter than I am. And that can help me and help our student athletes win a Sun Belt Conference championship. I'm focused on getting it right more so than getting it done. My staff is going to consist of coaches who appreciate the opportunity and are grateful to put on that tee just like I am. Signing day is getting close. I know that. Had a recruiting meeting today with several coaches, and soon as the press conference is over and the luncheon, several coaches will be getting on the road. I look forward to that. It's early December, 2 weeks. We plan on reconnecting with commitments, local players, any immediate needs we have for the midterm signing period over the next 2 weeks, taking a break, kind of gathering our thoughts together and attacking the 3 live weeks in January. And we will sign an outstanding class and bring some fine young men into Troy University. Want to touch base just for a minute. Had the opportunity to meet the guys this morning. Had a great first meeting. Everybody was there, alert, ready. I look forward to getting to know those guys over the next 3 or 4 days. My message in that meeting was this, is we're here to win. We're here to win. But it's a process. It's a process that starts by changing habits. It's a process that starts by making quality decisions on a daily basis. And it's an everyday process. And you'll hear me say the word every day a lot. And I said it a lot to them today. My last message is to the fans. You all were there last night, very appreciative of that. The ones that are here today, I see a lot of friends. I could go and name again. I'm not going to do it with the fear that I'll leave somebody out. But the fans, you've been a huge part of this program. Coach, you probably remember this. We went to our first New Orleans Bowl. You remember coming down that elevator, all right, right into that lobby. I can't remember, Sheraton, Marriott, whatever it was there. And to see the band and the Troy faithful for that first New Orleans Bowl in 2006, what a special feeling that was. And these fans are special. And I appreciate you all. And I look forward to taking you back to that same opportunity. We need you. And I want that to be heard loud and clear. We need you, probably now more than ever. Let's make Veterans Stadium the toughest place to play in the Sun Belt Conference. Now, let's go ahead. I want to thank you all for coming today. I'm so excited. I can't tell you how excited I am to be the head football coach at Troy University and following Coach Blakeney's footsteps. I look forward to building on the foundation that's been here. Troy's won at every level, and we will continue to do that. If anybody has questions, media-wise, I look forward to answering those. I think John's going to be available for questions also.
We got microphones for the media up here, so just raise your hand, identify yourself, and we'll get your questions.
Neal, I forgot one photo op to make it official. Welcome to being the Troy Trojans head coach. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you all. And I want to make one more thank you before we start questions. I'd be remiss if I didn't thank John's wife, Heather. She has been so helpful to Brooke and us through this whole process, understanding young kids and very accommodating. So thank you so much, Heather. I can hear you. Yes, sir.
How much of is the feeling and emotions you feel like you got today that this was the place that gave you your first shot as an offensive coordinator? And how much did you really want this to be your first coaching job?
Well, when we left in 2009, and there was a lot of emotion flying in that airport, because that's the same airport I left on when I flew to Lubbock back in 2009. When we left, we always kept in touch. And I told you, there's special people here. And I kept a relationship with a lot of people that we worked with and a lot of our friends in the community. And this was a place we always kept our eye on. I think it's a great question. Question was what I have learned at Texas Tech and Kentucky to apply here. Well, I think first at Texas Tech, very not exactly the same situation, but very similar. Mike Leach was the head coach at Texas Tech, and when he departed, he called the plays at Texas Tech, and stepping into that offensive coordinator role at Texas Tech, I was following a legend, and it's the same thing here. So I think that prepared me for this moment. At Kentucky, when I arrived at Kentucky 2 years ago, and I thought I was ready to be a head coach and had some opportunities, but to sit at the right hand of Mark Stoops, who's a first-time head coach, and watch his experiences, watch how he handled things, and I was constantly taking notes and making mental reminders for myself. Those two opportunities set me up. I'm ready. I thought I was ready then. I know I'm ready now. No, you're fine. Just give him the mic. Let him keep it.
With that said about your calling plays and following somebody who called plays from the head coaching position, will you be doing the same thing, or have you figured that out yet?
No, I do. I plan on calling offensive plays. The good thing here is I'm going to have an experienced staff, guys that have worked with me before. I'm going to lean on those guys like Kenny Edenfield and Sean Reagan and Shane Wasden, guys that have played integral roles when we were here together. The system is very similar, but yes, I will do that.
Coach Stephen Gunner with WSFA in Montgomery. Texas Tech ran the similar system as you moved out there. Maybe not so much at Kentucky. You see the kids that are already here at this program running similar things. How easy will that transition be, and do you see a chance to immediately score and bring wins back consistently?
Yeah, well, I'll answer that two ways. I haven't had an opportunity to sit down and watch video of the current team, current players. I think it's important that and I will watch a little bit just to get a grasp, but I think it's important that there's a new beginning here, that all players in our program start with a new beginning. And I want my impressions to be my impressions of them, what I see with my naked eye. But the good thing about here compared to at Kentucky, because we were different in Kentucky, and we were different in Kentucky because we had to be different. They went from a pro style, and we brought a spread attack. Our numbers were very, very limited at receiver at Kentucky. As a matter of fact, we only had one receiver that went through our first spring that even caught a pass in a game in the fall of 2013. So a lot different situation. The system here is very similar to when I was here. They've made some tweaks, just like everybody does as time goes on. But the receiver numbers are good. Excited about. The quarterback play's been solid this year. So the pieces of the puzzle are here in place.
Hey, Coach. Kirk Narotsky from CBS 8 in Montgomery. You mentioned hitting the ground running with recruiting. We've heard all the talk about the north end zone expansion. How big will that point of emphasis be towards kids, not only showing them the improvement on the football field, but also the facilities and the commitment from the university as a whole?
Well, I think recruiting is really about relationships and people first and foremost. Facilities give you an opportunity, but at the end of the day, kids don't necessarily come because of facilities. They come because of people. Now, the north end zone facility is vital for the progression of our program, without a doubt. Yeah.
That's it for Neal. Coach, John?
John?
Yes.
I know the financial aspects of the thing. The whole process was going to be, a test for this budget. How well do you think the Neal's contract? First of all, what is Neal's contract? How do you think it fits into that?
Why did I know that question was coming, Jeremy? No, I don't mind sharing that with you. Certainly, we have a signed letter of agreement. The formal contract will follow. But his contract is a 4-year contract with an automatic 1-year rollover, provided he performs reasonably, which we know will, and doesn't go rob a bank or anything like that. That's the term I like to tell folks. But 4-year with a 1-year rollover with the base pay of $660,000 a year, and there are quite a few incentive clauses in there, and certainly. That's a component to the package, but the other thing is we talk about assembling a staff one of the things that was important, and again, I go back to thanking Dr. Hawkins and our administration for understanding the importance of this, and that investment, we believe, is going to pay off many times over in the long run, but is also having a pool of money to be able to go out and get the very best assistants to help give us every opportunity to win. Because going back to that point again, while this guy, yes, we have the expectation that he takes off that shirt and he's got an S and he's Superman across the chest, he is one person, and the importance and the success of our program is not going to be just this one individual. Yes, he's calling the shots and he's the CEO, but surrounding himself with a tremendous staff. Now, I'll question that where he said he's going to surround himself with people smarter than he is, because he's not any knock to any of our coaches in here, but he's not your average football coach either. He's also got an MBA from UMass, so he and I get quantitative sometimes in our discussion. So, but we're excited about that. But also a tremendous pool there. I'll go ahead and tell you, because you're going to ask for it too. $1.2 million as a salary pool for our assistants, and we also have a budget allocated for administrative help too on the football operations side as well.
Also, with the North End Zone, how close are we to an announcement on that, or where are we at in that process?
We are again working with the architects on that. Certainly, we'll look forward to Neal's input on that. Again, from that perspective, and our hope is that after the completion of the 15 season, that we can have shovels in the ground, and we're probably looking at a 14 to 16 month construction period, and that goes back to the charge out there. Hey, yes, we're going to come calling on folks to continue to fundraise for that facility, and again, as Neal said, recruiting, the initial success of recruiting is about relationships, but at the end of the day, also those 17, 18, 19-year-old kids, they want that wow factor, and we fully believe that building is going to give us that wow factor.
This is for you again, Coach.
Yeah, sure.
Brown, and also Mr. Harlow from the address as well. What can we label this offense? Is it still going to be called the air raid? We got a new name we can call it? Are we going to have the air raid siren coming in Detroit? Like, what can we expect offensively in terms of offensive and stuff like that?
That's for the fans to decide. Yeah, we use some marketing. We need to get the marketing people up here for that answer, for that question. Anybody else? Again, thank you all so much for coming. My family and I are very appreciative. Oh, the kids are coming? Great. Oh, yeah? Great. See, Heather's still helping. As they come, I want to thank my team, too. Patrick Strong and Russ Campbell are here, vital members of my team. I want to thank them for all the help they've given me over the last several years. Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Well, we talked about it, and I don't try to hide from it. That'll be the most important hire, and for me as a first-time head coach and with an offensive background, that'll be my most important hire. Been working on it for several days now, and I really feel like this is an integral decision, and it's more important for me to get it right than get it done. And I've got some great candidates. Look forward to meeting with them face to face, and we'll hire a defensive guy that the Troy fans can get behind, and we'll have a lot of faith in.
How fast do you want to put a staff together with the mid?
No, that's what I said is I want to get it right. I think a lot of times that head coaches, and I've talked to a lot of head coaches in the last 7-10 days, and one thing that's been repeated over and over and over again is the importance of not rushing. Don't fall into pressure of hiring a staff too quick. It's more important to get it right than getting it done.
You want to introduce the
Yes.
rest of the team?
Yeah. Here's the two biggest cheerleaders. Here, come here, girls. Y'all come up here.
downstairs.
This is my wife Brooke, and this is our Adeline, our 6-year-old, and Ainsley, our 3-year-old, and this is baby number 3.